So we're going to start off with some belly breathing in this easy pose, just to lower our heart rate and get us ready for our practice. Coming with our hands together in front of our chest, we're just going to start off with stretching our wrists and our fingers, because we all use phones every day, and we're going to be stretching bits and bobs this session that we don't normally. So do every single finger that you have on your hand, including your thumbs. And just bend them back nicely, keeping your arms straight, your shoulders relaxed, and your stomach engaged. And then the last thumb, and the whole hand, and then the other hand, and then again, hands interlaced and above your head. And then release your hands and just gently reach up to the sky, one after another. And relax your shoulders. Right hand goes down, left hand goes down, and right hand goes over the top. If you want, engage your core and lift that hand off the floor to have a little strengthening exercise. And then come up to the center. Again, stretch up to the top. And then release the right hand down to the ground, left hand goes over the top. Engage your stomach when you lift that hand off the floor. And release down and come back into center. Hands back down into Anjali Mudra, heart center. Now for the neck, look up, look down, look up, look side to side. And back to center. Now we're going to come into all fours. And we're going to do a little cat-cow. So the important thing here is to tilt the pelvis. It's all about the pelvis movement. If you've got in any way back issues or neck issues and it feels a bit icky, then just do the pelvis tilt. You're getting as much benefit from that as you are doing the full posture. So with every exhale, you're squeezing your belly together in this cat position. Just squeeze, 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 get rid of all the air, and then tilt the pelvis, tilt the body, tilt the head. And in this cow position, you're just going to breathe in, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis, arch the back, and release all the air. And come back into center. And we're going to go back down into child's pose, extended child's pose with the hands out in front of you. If you want to wiggle the legs out a little bit so that your chest is more on the floor, then by all means do that. Sometimes it's a little bit more comfortable. And breathe into your lower back. So and then come back into all fours. Your right hand and thread it underneath your left one, and then lift the left one up so that it touches your back, either the opposite hip or anywhere that feels comfortable. This is a gentle spinal twist, just to warm up our bodies a little bit, get the fluids moving. And then come back into center, and then go on the other side. Lifting the right hand up onto the opposite hip. And breathe into the twist. Coming back into center. We're going to meet in all fours position. Hands slightly further forward this time than directly underneath our shoulders, because we're going to do a gentle figure of 8 motion with our hips. This is just to keep those fluids moving and doing a stretch that feels good for you. So move in whatever fashion you fancy. And just move around. And then tuck your toes. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. This is the first one of the session, so take it gentle, and pedal. And with every pedal, look underneath the opposite armpit. So we're stretching the sides of the torso. Bend those knees and gently walk up so that your feet are between your hands. Into a forward fold. Bend those knees in this forward fold because it's only the beginning. Grab your elbows and gently swing from side to side, remembering that it's the subtle movements that make the most difference. Releasing your hands, coming onto the balls of your feet a little bit, but still keeping your heels on the ground. Just feeling that stretch in your thighs and in your lower back. And then bend your knees. We're going to come into a chair position, a gentle one, just a quick one to start us off. Hands together as you come up into extended mountain pose. Releasing your shoulders, rolling them back, engaging your core and your lower stomach muscles. Hands together down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And breathe. Release your hands and come into mountain pose. We're going to do a sun salutation now. So hands up, extended mountain pose, look up between your hands and have a gentle back bend. Hands together as they come down, a forward fold. Gently bend your legs and come up to a chair pose. Arms are by your ears. Hands together and a revolved chair twist. Going to your right hand side. Checking your knees as well. And coming back to center, hands to the ground. Lift your right leg up and it goes to the back into a lunge position, making sure your knee is above your ankle. Hands on the fingertips and look up to Saraya, the sun. Other leg meets the back leg. Come into a plank position. And now we're going to lift up that right leg and do a little strengthening exercise. So the knee touches each elbow and then the leg kicks out the back. It doesn't matter where your leg is, as long as it's out the back. Don't forget to breathe and keeping lots of space between your ears and your shoulders. And keeping that leg that's on the floor nice and straight. And then bringing that foot back between the hands. Twisting that back foot and then you're coming up to warrior. Making sure that that knee is again over the ankle. Your hips are head-like hips towards the side of the mat. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Stomach's engaged and you're looking out between your fingers at your drishti. Spinning backwards now into a peaceful warrior. Hand around your knee area. Coming back forward, straighten that front leg. And lean forwards, bringing that hand to the ankle of your front leg so that you are between two panes of glass. Keeping your stomach engaged. Bending that front leg, coming down, hands onto the ground. Kick up that back foot. And this is your practice. So if you'd like to do a revolved moon here with your legs sticking out, as such, if you've got a boulder, a block or anything like that for yourself right now, or if you'd like to do a standing split. Now bring that knee and your leg back towards you. Stay on that one foot. Try and balance in the wind. And then come up into tree pose. Remembering that you can have your foot wherever you like here, on the floor, on your ankle, on your calf or your thigh, but not your knee. Hands wherever feels comfortable for you. And then we're going to gently bend the standing leg. And we're going to come down onto the floor. Put your hands on the floor if you want to, and we're going to balance down here for a second. Your bent leg, the one that's on your thigh, is staying off the floor. If you can't balance like I can't in this pose, then don't worry about it. Come out, come back into a lunge position. Look up to Soraya. And then back into a plank. Chaturanga, down, cobra, baby cobra or cobra, it's up to you. Tuck your toes and go back into downward facing dog. Back to lunge, and then hands between your feet between your hands, forward fold, come into a chair position, and then back up to extended mountain pose, hands together, back bend down through the heart center to Anjali Mudra, and breathe. So starting again into mountain pose. Extended mountain pose, hands together through the heart center, forward fold. Lifting those hands up, bend your knees, sitting back into the hips, chair pose. Hands together, revolve chair pose on the left hand side, remembering to spin through the spine, not the hips. Checking your knees are straight. Back to the heart center, forward fold. Left leg goes to the back into a lunge, up onto the fingertips, looking up to Soraya, making sure you're not hyperextending in the tips of your fingers. Hands on the floor, legs back into plank position. Left leg this time, so touching the elbows and then going back up to the sky in whatever feels comfortable for you. Doing maybe 5 or 6 of these. Again, as many as you like in your own practice once you get to know this. If you fancy it, really good strength building exercise this. And then when you've done your final one, twisting the hips out, bending the knee, and then flowing that leg back through between your hands. Coming up into a warrior position, remembering to not let that knee slide out too much. Checking those hips, drishti between the fingers. Flowing back again, so the hand is resting on the back knee and you're looking up to the sky. Flowing forward, so your legs are straight, palm upturned, going into a revolved triangle. You are between 2 panes of glass. Bending that front knee, coming forward, hands between your feet, going back into a plank position here. Chaturanga, cobra, push back through your hips, through your feet, into downward facing dog. Left knee comes between your hands and pushing up so that you're releasing a right leg off the ground and you're coming into a balanced pose. Again, depending on you, how you're feeling today. If you want to do a half moon, if you want to have a balance on the leg, if you want to do a standing split, again, entirely up to you how you feel today. And remember, don't put your foot down onto the ground because we're coming into a tree pose. Checking your hips, hands above your head, extended tree pose, hands coming bent together, above your head, down through the heart center. And then we're going to fold, so keeping that, like slightly bending that standing leg, coming down onto the ground, so only your foot's in the ground, finding your balance. engaging your core. I'm having a bit of a wobble. And then releasing that, standing up, that bent leg is released to the back of the mat, back into a lunge. Look up to Saraya. Hands back on the floor, back into plank. Chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Coming forward then, with both feet forward fold. Bend those knees, come up into a chair position. And then forward fold again, hands sweeping up to the top. Back bend, hands in Anjali Mudra through the heart center. And breathe. And let's come again into mountain pose. Back onto the floor, let's all meet on the floor. Come into staff pose, Dandasana. This is the foundation of all seated poses, just like mountain pose. This is the mountain pose of the floor. So we're gonna bend our right leg so that the heel of our foot is in our pelvis area, and bend forward, remembering to keep your spine straight. And with every inhale, breathe, lengthen, and exhale, lengthen. Dandasana in the middle, and then again on the other side. Bending at the hips. And release that one back into Dandasana. Easy pose, cross-legged, moving into cobbler's pose. Folding your feet out if you'd like to, if that's okay for you, if that's an option. If not a problem at all. If you want to put bolster or anything underneath your knees, by all means do. Some cushions or a little blanket. And fold forward, again, at the hips. Creeping your hands forward to come down into whatever feels comfortable for you. Coming back into center, releasing the legs, Dandasana again quickly, staff pose. And then we're going to go into a spinal twist. So bringing that right leg over the top of your left leg and spinning the spine. Again on this one, breathing in to lengthen the spine and exhaling to release. Coming back into Dandasana for that one. And again going on the opposite side, so rotating that spine. We're not moving from the hips, we're not doing it with the shoulders, we're rotating the spine. And breathe. Revolving that spine. Coming back into center, Dandasana. And then find yourself lying on the mat. Find a comfortable position. And then we're going to lift up the knees, coming into the chest. And the right leg is going to go over the top of the left one, the right ankle. and four-legged pose. So really push in your knee to your chest, pushing that rotated knee out, so you've got a little bit of resistance there. Neck is off the ground, and release that. Legs above the ground, up straight at the top of you, and go in the opposite way. Finding that resistance. Straighten those legs up to the sky, bending them, and then we're going to release them, and we're going to go up into a shoulder stand. And then from a shoulder stand over into a plow. Again, do whatever feels right for you here. If you want to place a block so that your feet are on a block, then by all means. If you want to keep holding your back, then do, to protect it. If you'd like to take it further, bend your knees so that you're creating this little cocoon for yourself. And breathe. Releasing the legs, coming back into a shoulder stand with control. Hands on your back to protect yourself. Bend your knees and gently, vertebra by vertebra, come back to a corpse position. Once you're in this, we're just going to have the counter pose as a fish. So if you want, put your hands underneath your bum and then lift your head so that your head's onto the crown of the floor. The crown of your head is on the floor. Pushing your chest up to the sky. And then shuffle your way out of that one and come into corpse position. You're going to then bend the knees up against the chest, and we're going to come into happy baby. If you want to have a little rock from side to side to release your back, any tension you might have there, do that. It feels quite good, especially if you're on a carpet, maybe not on concrete. Knees into your chest, give them a big squeeze, and then roll them over to the left hand side. Arms are outstretched next to you, head is in the opposite direction to your legs. And then bringing that back to the centre whenever feels comfortable. And then onto the other side. Head goes in the opposite direction. Revolved abdomen pose. Almost squeezing your knees into your chest as much as you can. And then coming back into centre, and then releasing that, and we're going to go into a corpse pose, Shavasana. So in Shavasana, we're just going to breathe for a little bit, and what we're going to do is breathe, doing one breath in, hold for a breath, and then one breath out, and we're going to go up to about 8. So follow my count. So inhale 1, hold 1, exhale 1. Inhale 1, 2, hold 1, 2, exhale 1, 2. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold 1, 2, 3, exhale 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest into the natural breathing. Come into your own natural breathing. And then gently start wiggling your toes, start wiggling your fingers a little bit. Gently start coming into bending your knees. Sliding over, twisting yourself over into a fetal position, whichever side you want. Keeping your eyes closed, sitting up and coming into easy pose.